I'm Drogo, and today we're going to cook two mushroom dishes. Look at these beautiful mushrooms just in from Bulgaria. Ceps and girolles. Look how nice they are. They're small, plump and beautiful. So that we're going to cook with this beautiful pugliese bread. Look at the colour of that, it's yellow. We're going to give it a little char grill for flavour, and then we're going to add some parsley, Italian style, and just have a very, very simple porcini or ceps on toast. Now I'm going to show you how to clean these ceps. Basically, you get a very sharp, small knife and just come gently down, so you're not going to take away too much of the meat, but you're also going to take away that mud there. So it's a little bit laborious. Some people say not to wash mushrooms. I think you go on what you know and what you've been taught. I was always taught as a chef never to wash mushrooms, but it doesn't mean to say that it's the wrong thing to do. So a little bit of work there, take it all off, and again you don't want to lose too much meat because they're very expensive, these things. There you go. See, that's looking pretty nice and clean already, and we haven't really lost much waste, as you can see here. So it's rather a nice thing to do as well, to clean your mushrooms before you eat them. I mean, it's therapeutic, it's getting rid of the natural earth. There's one done. Perfect. And then the heads, again, same thing. A little bit more gentle because the heads are actually a bit softer. Again, and if it doesn't all come off, you can just get a damp cloth and just take the rest of it off. But as you can see, that's perfect. You're not going to feel any mud in that. Bang. So now we're going to toast this beautiful bread. We're just going to douse it with extra virgin olive oil, just for a little bit of flavour. I'm just doing it the chefy way. Very gently, not too much, just for the flavour, just to sort of keep it moist as well. We'll rub that in, and the same on the other side. Again, not too much, really important. Although it looks like hardly anything, that will spread out as it gets cooked as well, so no problem there. Rub that in. We've got a steaming hot pan here. We're literally doing this to give it a marking, so to make it look nice. And that marking, the char grill, gives it beautiful flavour. So we go whoom, you'll hear it sizzling, that's a good sign. I actually smell the sort of carbon, in fact, coming off it. Probably I'd say 10 seconds on each side. Just have a quick little look at it. There you go. Do a little bit more. And then this is the nice part, the beautiful part. So when you're trying to make crisscross, you literally turn it around the opposite. So if you watch us do that, and then just literally do that, we're now going to get that beautiful marking you see in the restaurants when you go. And that's a very satisfying thing to do as a chef. So we can pull that off now. It's still nice and soft, as you can see, spongy. There's a beautiful smell coming out, and there we have our nice, beautiful griddle. So that's one side, and then same again on the other. Down we go. Got a nice crackling, and that texture has now changed to toasted bread, which is exactly what we want. And as long as you've got the colour there, you're going to have the flavour too. So same thing there. 10 seconds on each side. We can give it a little bit more because I was a little bit under. Just put it down so we get even markings. I mean, this isn't essential. I'm just doing this because I'm a chef. I'm boring, should we say. So now we go again. We turn it exactly the opposite. Bang. And again, this texture is still soft in the middle and crispy on the outside. And there you have it. So we're going to leave that to rest now. Soft and crispy. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to prepare these porcini. The only important thing to do here is to make sure they're all the same thickness, because obviously if you do one like that and then one like that, they're going to cook at different times. That is the only reason. It doesn't matter whether you go lengthways or sideways, but it's probably best to keep them looking the same, and that's about right. So you're looking at about 1 centimetre. You see that? And it's nice to kind of do a cross section because then you get the head as well. It just looks nice. There's no, as I say, right or wrong way of doing it. But if you can try and get them all the same width, that's just going to help you cook them evenly. Look at that, beautiful, clean, maggot-free porcini. That's the head. It's a different cut, so down like that. Again, the same thing. But it's nice to have different sort of colours and different textures, because they are different textures, slightly. The heads are much softer. So a bit of everything in there. a couple of heads, a couple of stalks and a couple of whole bits. So we're going to finish this dish with parsley. As I said in the beginning, this is Italian style, very simple. The best ingredients with nothing added except good olive oil, good quality Maldon salt if you have that, and parsley just to finish with a little bit of flavour and a little bit of colour. So there you have the mushrooms ready to go in. We will attack this parsley in a second. We're going to put the mushrooms in first. So the next thing is to get a very, very hot pan because we want to get colour on those mushrooms. And we want to seal the flavours inside as well. So now we're ready to cook our seps. Last thing to do is to cut the parsley, but we'll do that once the seps are in the pan. What I always say, the most important part of cooking is the seasoning. So there's no salt in this dish, you're not going to get the flavours that you should. So you've got a nice hot pan here. There's a nice good dash of extra virgin olive oil in there. You know, some people say don't use that for cooking, but it's flavour. And this is the most important thing about this dish. These are literally like chicken breasts, so we're just going to put them in gently. You see them start to crackle. We put them all in there. We've got a nice cast iron pan, so this is not going to take away any heat of the pan. We'll try and get them all down on that, because we're going to look for colour on both sides. We want to seal that flavour in there. And you'll see they start to soak up the olive oil. There you go, can you see all that? Okay. So, they're all in there frying nicely. We're going to give it a nice dash of salt coming in from over the top here. Now don't ever put too much salt in because you can never take it away, but that looks suffice for the moment. Move around, make sure the oil's getting in there. Now I can hear from the sound that the colour has started to come, so we're going to have a little flick. We don't even need to look because we know it's there. That's what you're looking for. See that nice brown there? And now we're going to get the pan, we're just going to move them over. I'm just going to also incorporate the salt in there, don't worry about those, we'll pick them up afterwards. Again, and then any that are left over we can just rebuff. But they're starting to cook now and soften down. Look at that, that's the colour you're after. Now, so you can hear from the sound of the sizzle, it'll change when it starts to get overdone. You can actually start to see right here the water coming out, which is a good thing. We're cooking out the water, reducing the flavour and cooking the product. So meanwhile, while those are cooking, we're just going to do a little, what we call a chiffonade of parsley. Just tear the branches off, nice and gently. We're going to wrap it up in our hand like this, nothing too fancy, just go through it very cleanly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's what they call a chiffonade in France, and we'll go through it this way again. I personally don't want to get a huge bit of parsley in my mouth, some people love it. It's a kind of personal opinion. So that's what we're looking for there, you see that? It's just going to go in for a little bit of flavour and a little bit of colour. So now these are not far off now. You can see they're getting colour on both sides. I'm just going to move any that are sticking. In fact, these are now ready, you can feel them. They're cooked to touch. So we can just have to try one for seasoning again. You have to keep tasting it. Oh, they're beautiful. Like a big prime chicken breast. A little bit under seasoned, we're just going to add a touch more salt. As I said earlier, tiny bit more olive oil there, just to keep them loose in the pan. And we can move it around. So there you have it. As you can see, all on both sides you're getting this beautiful caramelised colour, which is what we're looking for. So we're ready to go now. We're going to finish with a little seasoning of parsley in there. You'll hear it crack as it goes in. That's all you need. Just going to release a bit of flavour, and we're then going to stir that around once again. Get that crackling, and there we have it. We're ready to go. Look at that. You can see they're ready. The colour's nice, and they're ready.